It's another drop.
Nick, you ready for 2023?
Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm ready for 2023. Are you, Emily?
Yeah. You have made any resolutions?
I don't want to make resolutions because I don't give a fuck about that. I don't view time in the same way as everybody else, and I think a calendar.
Now, man.
No, I don't. I live it. Man, I've always been here before, motherfucker. Listen. God damn it. No, it doesn't matter about the calendar turning over, and the fucking timeline is not even right. All of us are wrong. Put on the goddamn fucking thing, Emily.
Bernstein
Hey guys,
Bears.
it's your favorite final girl and boy, Emily and Nick, with your favorite final babysitter, Mike.
Yo.
Coming at you with a new episode of Gag Me With a Knife, a weekly podcast where we dissect, disembowel, and shred the best in words slasher movies. Celebrate New Year's Eve with Gag Me With a Knife as we party through 1980s New Year's Evil. As usual, Emily has an original VHS box, so turn that midnight special on and let's hear what's on the back of that box.
It starts out saying a different kind of New Year's resolution. Yep, we know that. Okay. A celebration of the macabre. A nationally televised New Year's Eve punk rock party being celebrated in all 4 time zones. That's Pacific, Mountain, Central, and Eastern, by the way.
New York, LA,
No,
Chicago,
sets an
and
eerie
Aspen.
stage for murders at midnight in this thriller with a twist ending. 1980. Your thoughts, Nick?
It's not the worst. It's not the best. I didn't like it, but
It's okay.
Not enough clowns for you?
I will say
still you got to understand the linear thing of this,
I
Mike.
know.
I will say that
trying to pop the truck,
I
homie.
will say that it does start out pretty much within like the first 5 minutes talking about Quaaludes, so I was cool with that.
I don't like the quick. I don't like the quick reveal. Like it's pretty easy to get pretty early on.
Well, no, I mean it's not. There's no whodunit. I mean, you don't know that he's who he is, but you see his face the whole time.
Though. You get
no, I mean, yeah, I figured out.
It's
who
pretty.
Get down
It's
on
pretty
the phone.
easy
It's
to
just
get.
Also, by the way, it would be fucking. He's not Santa Claus, by the way, Mike. Still not real, but
Hey.
it would be
And Christmas
fucking
Evil, he's
impossible
real.
to get through all 4 time zones at like within an hour.
Well, he's not murdering somebody in New York.
He's just doing it every time.
He's just
No,
doing
he's
it.
doing he's murdering someone in
he's
each
not
time zone.
traveling.
Because
No,
Yvonne
he's
gets
not
killed
traveling.
in that hotel by
He's
him.
not traveling through the time zones. He's murdering
in
them
LA.
every time a time
He's in
zone
LA
has a
all-
new year.
Yeah, starting at
Oh.
10,
That's what it is.
No, I
10
thought he was
p.m.
like traveling around.
I
the
thought
world.
that too, and
Let's
I thought
see,
that was
Well,
very
no,
stupid.
no. It is true
So at
though.
9 p.m. he kills.
He's playing on the background their time. Like he's at the sanitarium. The first one, he is in New York in that one. Because they're playing the New
in the
York
second
New
murder,
Year's.
he's
does
not
them-
in
he does them
Central
all in
Time. He's
California.
on the corner of. Yeah, he is in all the killings happen in L.A.
Yeah.
He's doing it.
Well, then how's he getting
9
the radio
p.m., 10
stations for
p.m.
each? Whatever.
He's supposed to do it at 11 p.m. They don't even mention like, oh yeah, he didn't kill anybody at 11.
Well, he did. Yeah, he
he
did.
just killed 2 at once.
Yeah, he kills the
Those plans
biker.
got
He
disrupted.
almost kills he tries to kill the girl, but the
Yeah,
cops
the
like,
biker was an incidental.
the biker, but the
I guess it
girl he
counts.
was planning on killing the girl, but he gets
At
at the midnight for mountain
he
time.
didn't knife the biker
but
at
the
midnight.
but the cops like thwart his plans.
But he did kill 2 ladies as well.
Right,
At
so,
10 o'clock. But he's in L.A. the whole time.
Yeah, so we have
So we're on the same page there.
Yeah, because
I
the
guess,
first murder is
whatever.
Yvonne.
Okay,
He
so
kills
stay
Yvonne.
gagged on.
okay. Let's go.
Okay, well, before I start talking about what actually happens, I got confused because it's Vaughn and Dee, but it's really
Yvonne.
it's really Diane and Yvonne. But no, they're homies at the beginning. So
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
like, "What's up, Dee?" And she's like, "What's up, Vaughn?"
And actually,
That
Diane is
confused
also
me.
known as Blaze.
Diane Blaze, Dee.
So-
all the same person. So New Year's Evil 1980, there's an aerial shot of LA. There's a high-rise building with a weird light halo. There is an I wrote down older lady getting makeup done.
Yeah, she has way too much blush on.
That's Diane.
Yeah,
And
and,
then
she's
there's
a big deal. She's
She's like a VJ before
Yeah.
VJs.
yeah before BJ's too.
No, I think they had those. Do you think?
Do you think she gave Richard BJ's?
But
Probably
like
not.
cavemen did blowjobs, right?
Do you think do I think cavemen got
Yeah,
blowjobs?
blowjobs
Yes,
been
Mike. Yes,
around as
oral
long
sex
as-
has been around as long as humankind. Homosexuality, oral sex,
of it.
anything you can think of has been around since.
Even butt stuff.
We
Butt
came
stuff
from,
probably
we came from
before,
apes,
yeah.
man. Dude, butt stuff definitely came.
It's definitely
like,
there
a long
by
time
ancient
ago.
Greece.
Yeah, dude. I mean, yeah. Why are we talking about this? We're talking
Let's
about New Year's
dust
Evil.
off the Grecian urn and truly let our true selves come out
I
this
don't.
new
I don't
year.
know if like eating one's cum to himself was
Hey,
around back
I'm
then.
an
but-
bisexual.
Okay, that's pretty good. I like that. An
I told you that.
asexual.
Yeah. You want
Anyway,
taste?
so
Like true narcissism.
If I-
Like you
okay.
take
So
it
my,
to its
my New
core.
Year's resolution is to never mention me eating my own cum
well,
on
that's
air
for
again.
us, and we're not going to. So
Every
we didn't make
episode
been
we didn't-
immortalized in the.
we didn't make that New Year's resolution.
Don't think I stopped just because I get ridiculed for it every week.
Just because
We
you
didn't.
don't, just because you won't talk
I'm
about it after
41 now,
January
guys.
1st doesn't mean we don't think you're doing it.
Guys, I'm 41 now. I don't really jack off as much as I did when I was 40. It's weird.
It's okay.
That's
It's been
very
it's
weird.
been
I'm
okay.
over the hump.
You know what? Fuck New Year's Evil.
He
New
turned
podcast.
he
Why
turned
aren't you
40
jacking off
He
anymore?
turned 41 less
I've
than a
been-
month ago,
I've
so
been
that's
sleeping.
not really a
Ever since I
good.
turned 41, I've just been sleeping.
Okay, it's not even been a month, Mike. It's not even been a month since your birthday. So
Maybe it's from
You're right.
years of depleting yourself of energy.
Yeah.
and having worlds in your stomach.
Maybe eating your own cum is
You
not
need to
healthy.
digest them for once.
Turn
Did
them
you guys
into
ever-
calories.
You know, one thing I thought of, I always had heard this story about Alanis Morissette getting all this cum pumped out of her
I
stomach.
thought it was Rod Stewart.
that was Rod Stewart.
What does that mean?
It's-
You
none
don't
of them are
digest
true.
cum? Is that reason? This isn't a
Okay,
beer gut.
no,
you
this
don't
is not
digest
true.
anything
Do I
that's
have a-
good for your skin.
Do I have a cum gut?
Sharon Stone puts it on her
What?
skin.
Some people have a beer gut. Do I
They
have a
call
cum
it.
gut?
They used to call it old Ironsides, and now they call it old cum gut.
But think about it. If I've eaten every load I've shot since I was like
Every
13,
load.
Every
I knew
load?
you had never been laid. I knew it.
well, 95% of the loads I've ever shot.
Bullshit.
You blow it into your
but
mouth?
If the cum never dissolves, you never poop it out.
Wait a minute,
If the
it's not
cum
like
stays
You
inside
ate
you,
every cum that you jerked?
Do you eat bubblegum too?
no.
Okay, so there's nothing for it to stick
Maybe
to.
if they made a bubble gum that was my cum's flavor.
Oh my god.
Did you ever have like a fucking cookies and cream turd or anything?
Can we
What?
get this going?
I don't eat turds.
No, I'm saying your turd. Have you ever looked at it? You eat your own
Oh,
cum, but you won't look
dude.
at your own shit.
I've been getting constipated ever since I turned 41 too.
Probably
Maybe
you're not
maybe
eating
that
your
has
cum.
something to do with it. Stop eating your
I
own
had
cum.
to.
No,
I had to
start
squat.
eating it. It's because
No,
you
no,
haven't
no.
been
Oh,
jerking
you
off.
stopped, so now you're
I
constipated.
had to-
Yeah, keep doing what
I
you're
had
doing,
to
player.
squat.
Yeah, yeah.
I had to squat and
It's
poop
his
on a puppy
Activia.
pad.
What?
I had
You
to squat
fucking
and-
shit on a puppy pad?
Puppy pad.
Did you
'Cause it was
really?
so big, dude.
Dude.
It was like
What the fuck?
It was like a moray eel.
And you want your mom to listen to this?
I can't.
It was like a moray.
My mom
It
is-
was an electric.
Why did you do it on
My
a puppy
mom-
pad? Why were you
because-
still on the toilet?
Because I don't have a squatty potty, and like
What?
the
What
way
does
I was
that mean?
sitting,
You
I
have urine
could
on
not
your
pass.
Have you ever
I
been
could
trained?
not pass this
Are
fucking.
you housebroken?
It was like Emily's leg up to her knee.
Oh my
like, I'm
god,
saying,
dude!
I could tell
not
every,
saying your knee's
every
big,
time I
Emily.
farted.
I'm just
every time I
saying.
farted,
It's
like
not. But
no,
it's
like a huge.
tall.
There's
I
like a
guess.
huge thick part, but
I'm
once
not
you get past
fat,
that,
by the way. Even
it
though
gets
some people
stuck
like
up
to say
in
that
me.
I am, you're a bitch. By the way.
yes,
Oh,
But,
god, damn.
fucking cunt. You
Yeah.
fucking with Emily, you fucking with me.
I thought we were talking about
The
turds. Keep
big
going.
shit and cum eating.
No, no,
Mike
no, no.
Carroll,
I'm
motherfucker.
shocked. Did you actually take shit on a puppy
No,
pad?
I had to. So,
Whoa.
No, you don't
No.
ever have to.
so
That's
I thought
something.
there's
I
this
mean-
thing. Have you ever heard of the squatty potty?
Yeah, I guess.
Because and you know
I
how
remember
people
when I was a
shit in
kid.
Asia,
the
like
fuck?
they have a
What?
hole that you
Well,
squat over.
that's yeah, I've heard of that.
And-
Yeah. You
Yeah,
pop
when
a
you
squat over a
that is
hole.
the natural position of shitting before the commode was invented.
Sure,
like
yeah.
in the very
But
recent
we
God,
past.
can we
have
get on
those.
with the fucking movie?
Why did we talk about me?
I don't
pooping on a
know
puppy
because
pad?
you brought it up because
How'd you
I
guys
don't know
know
why you
that?
would tell any. But we didn't know that you fucking shit on a puppy pad. You
I
told
don't
us
do it
that.
every time. I just couldn't.
How many times?
I've never done it, and I don't think I ever.
Twice.
Well,
So we have another.
if you ever
We have a winner.
if you ever can't poop because your poop became too large inside
Put a
of you,
puppy pad down.
yeah,
wrap
just
that
squat.
shit up. Wrap
No,
it
you
up.
just
B.
like you just like hunker
said it
down.
was as
You
long-
hunker down. You grab your knees and you just. If I tried to shit on that commode anymore, I was gonna have a fucking stroke.
I'm
no,
very
that's the thing.
impressed
It's
that
like,
you can
I was
shit in a
pushing
squat,
so,
Mike.
No, I was trying to shit so hard. I was pushing so hard to get this fucking arm out of my
Maybe just
ass.
let it rest for a little while.
No, dude.
It'll brew. And
No, I'm telling you, this thing
it'll
was,
swirl
I
around and then
hate
try
when
and
fucking
get.
podcasts don't get into the
I've
fucking
come to-
movie, but
if
I
you
don't know.
can't-
it was a
I'm
baseball
entranced
size.
by
Okay,
it.
movie.
it was a baseball size at the bottom, the part that I was trying to get out. I had a baby. I had a fucking shit baby, and I had to squat on
You
a
said it
puppy
was
pad.
as tall as from
So
my
if any
foot
of
to
y'all
my
people
knee.
out there eat too much frozen pizza and McRibs and you can't shit,
Gross.
you eat too much
McGross.
kratom, you take too much kratom like old Mikey over here, and you get all constipated. Just get your puppy pad. Just squat down like a real caveman and
Wait a minute. I felt to ask
It
why,
felt so good.
how did you not
I thought
get,
it was flying up
why
into the
couldn't you
air.
get to a toilet?
I couldn't,
He
dude.
said
I'd
that
been
he could,
sitting
but
on the
he
toilet for an
couldn't-
hour.
He said that it
So
wouldn't
you
come.
went to the puppy pad and it worked?
Yeah.
He said that's the natural stance.
Squatting is the natural way to shit, and if you're constipated, if you
Oh,
squat, it's way easier to pass.
So this, all this bullshit dwindles down to you're a fucking hippie.
Yeah.
All right.
At least
Can
I
we
eat,
get on with the
at least I
movie?
eat
Yeah.
candy.
I'm grossed out,
All right,
but did you
yeah.
say it was from my foot to my knee?
It was, dude. It was okay. It was like this is what it was
All
like
right,
at the
movie.
bottom. It went like that.
He's
It's
pointing to a
Pointing at a
lava
lava lamp. So imagine a lava lamp. He
It's
did
like
that.
It's like a shit a
All
lava
right.
lamp, but
and I
longer.
guarantee it
No,
looked.
it was that fucking wide, like a.
the
God,
base
dude.
of the lava.
God, dude.
I should have saved it like Randy from South Park.
Dude, you should have fucking
Yeah, you
shellacked
should.
that
Mounted
shit.
that
man.
Yeah, you actually
Like,
should have
Yeah,
because.
you should have.
I gotta stay away from that.
Okay, let's get to the movie. This has been 7 minutes of talking about you taking a shit on a puppy
What's the
pad.
place?
Oh my
The fancy
God.
Chinese place. That's not fancy.
I
P.F.
don't-
Chang's. Gotta stop eating that P.F. Chang's.
Yeah, you should.
All right.
That's a chain.
So, New Year's
too
Evil, 1980.
Jesus Christ.
There's a pretty girl named Vaughn with braids who is Yvonne.
Pretty is questionable.
I thought she was cute.
She looks like Rick James' #1 fan.
Yeah, she does. She used to date. She was Fonzie's girlfriend in Happy Days.
No
was
shit.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, she gets a call from Dee, and Yvonne tells her that Richard, your husband, is not going to be coming tonight. He's in Palm Springs, coked up, and then she's like,
Turns out he is.
she's supposed to be in a hurry, but she's in the bathroom, and
Coked
this,
up and loaded.
this fucking faucet's leaking.
As soon as I wrote Diane Blaze, her husband's probably the killer. It's immediately with that conversation, I was like, he's probably the killer.
she reminded me of the mom from Trick or Treats. Did she kind of look like the mom from Trick or Treats?
No, but
Okay.
go on.
Well, Yvonne's doing her makeup, and she turns off the faucet, and then
She's in
somebody's
another room.
somebody's fucking with her door.
She was on the phone with Yvonne. That's her friend, and I guess like maybe her like. I don't know what she does for.
when
She works
like
for
her
her.
assistant.
When Yvonne
Yeah.
went and looked
Yvonne is her
to check for
assistant.
the door, she looks like she's let down that no one was breaking in.
Yeah, well, somebody's jiggling at her door, but she goes and looks out the door, and there's like a guy walking down the hallway, but it obviously
And he
wasn't
turns
him.
around. He turns and walks down the hallway, and she kind of was like,
So she locks the door. The
She
faucet's
dies
going
at 3
again.
minutes and 45 seconds.
Somebody she goes in the shower to
screen.
turn off the faucet, and somebody pulls her in the shower with us, and they click the switchblade open. How many?
"That is
every
kind of an
single
effective
person.
jump scare."
Every single person has a switchblade in this movie. Sometimes it's a comb.
Yeah.
But
I like
they're
it.
like
I like it
five-
when the cop gets
five
scared by the
separate
punks, but yeah, the
switchblades.
cops.
This is the only movie that doesn't demonize punks.
Did you no? Yes, well, yeah, true. Did you notice though after she died, it did that sound?
Yeah, it did.
However, Friday the 13th hadn't come out yet. They all came out the same, or they might have come out, but they wouldn't have known that
Yeah.
sound. So they were making them at the same time. So it wasn't stolen from Friday the 13th. So anyway,
So then we get to the credits. Rockin' LA traffic.
yeah, we're in Hollywood.
There's punks in a convertible spitting on people.
The scene is awesome.
And they show up to the show, and the officer, it looks security guard, some guy's like, tickets, you have your tickets. And this is when we get that switchblade comb.
Yeah, the cop gets
punk.
scared by
You can see
switchblade
sweat.
comb.
You can see sweat rolling down his brow.
And then we see Derek, who
Yeah,
is
Derek,
Diane's
He's a
son.
crybaby. I'm sorry.
Oh, he's such a bitch.
Derek,
Also, he plays Mike in Killer
Sorry,
Clowns from
dude.
Outer Space, but he's blonde in this movie, and he's a bitch.
yeah, this is Mike from Killer Clowns.
But this is his first role.
Okay.
So
he's trying to tell
this
his
is
mom.
8 years before Killer Clowns.
She's getting ready
so.
for her big New Year's show, which he should know is a big deal for her.
He should know that. That's what pissed me off because
he could tell her they're supposed to eat.
he wants to tell
at
her
midnight.
something. Yes, he wants to tell her something important, but she's like, "Hey, she's supposed to be seemingly neglectful of his feelings, but
Yeah.
at the same time,
It goes both
this
ways.
is like her big moment of the year. Like this is her.
Yeah.
This is a big deal. So
She's a big deal.
she's
like the
I haven't
queen
seen
of
her. I
rock and
haven't
roll.
It's
seen her.
weird that like the way he talked to her though. And
Yes.
Like, hey, mom.
I haven't seen her be a mom
seems
for the
like he's-
rest of the year. So I don't know
I
how
kinda
shitty
thought
of a
he
mom.
was going to be the killer.
I did too.
Bum, bum, bum.
Well, I didn't.
Well, I think they were
didn't.
trying
I
to
thought
set that up and it failed.
I thought they were going to set
No,
up
he doesn't fail.
him
He's
to
the
be
killer.
the red.
He's
I thought,
a killer.
Well, I thought they were setting him as a red herring, but
They didn't go that route.
well, they did until the end
Until
where it
he's wrong.
twists. But I mean, he is a red herring for most of the movie.
So,
He's
yeah,
not the killer.
He got on a show and he tells her this, and then he says something else about it, and she didn't hear him, and he's like, "Oh, you don't care about me, Mom."
Yeah, I was like, so
The
I was
toils
like, this
of
is
a
a
rich
big
kid.
night, and so don't be all butthurt. She said y'all could go to dinner later. You a bitch, Derek. So then
It's Hollywood Hotline,
Which is,
hosted by Blaze,
which is a bootleg midnight special, basically.
and it's their New Year's Evil special.
And
They came up
Diane
with the
calls
name.
it. Yeah, that's what
And it's
Diane calls it.
Taking place coinciding in New York, Chicago, and Aspen. Of
Yeah.
all places.
So these are the
Yeah.
different time
That's,
zones: Eastern, New York, Central, Chicago, Mountain, Aspen, Pacific, Hollywood. Yeah. So then we get
Somebody calls in. They're like, "What's your favorite new wave song, honey?" And she's like, "We don't need no education."
yeah, which is a play on Pink Floyd. Sure.
And then the next caller
Is
an
evil.
oddball named Evil, and he's got some weird, very
He's got, like,
fancy.
an auto
That's a pretty
box.
good one, man.
Yeah, he's got an auto box, some kind of
That's a
vocoder.
pretty good.
I don't need no fucking box to talk evil.
Yeah, well, my favorite thing is
you
when
also took a
when
shit on
she
a puppy
asked him,
pad,
she was
so-
like, "Oh, is that just a
Oh,
like,
man, how'd
is
you
that
know I
just
took a
like
shit
a
on a
pen
puppy
name, honey?"
pad?
And he's like, "No, just evil."
Evil.
And it's like, dude, this is weak as fuck.
I wrote, we see his not
Didn't
scary
he
face
need that
very
box to
early.
make that voice?
Yeah,
we
I
don't
do.
need the box to make that
So
voice.
he'd already, whatever. We see his not scary face very early on.
Yeah.
Well, the reason he's using it is because she would know his voice.
Not if you
That's
went,
why.
I'm not Richard. Like,
Well,
I'm
you
not
just
your
get that
fucking
away.
husband.
So
Oh,
there's
no,
a
I
murder.
spoiled
So
it.
he tells her that he's going to murder someone at midnight in all 4 time zones. And then I wrote, "How's he going to get everywhere? Not possible." But we
I wrote,
already
"Go
talked
Shadow."
about that. So.
Shadow is the first man playing here.
And then someone says, so she gets freaked out pretty early, which is surprising that she's able, like Ernie, her manager, is like, "We need to get more cops." And I was like, yeah, you probably do, since that one was scared of a switchblade comb. But
There's one dancer during the Shadow portion here that's really tall. I don't know if
it's
it
a
was just,
wild party.
Yeah, they're having a good time.
Yeah.
They're like,
It looks fun.
They got a nice pit going.
They're slam dancing it.
So the caller,
I'm
we
gonna
see
fucking
him.
slam dance.
We see the caller entering Crawford Sanitarium in Los Angeles, California. And somehow he sneaks in because there's a kitchen worker taking out trash. And weird. They both take out trash. And
It's a
at the
different
asylum,
thing.
Hollywood Hotline is like blasting. The fucking nurses are
Yeah, the
jiving.
punk call-a-thon.
The
Yeah.
crazies are getting
Yeah,
wild.
it's an insane inside. So it's like as soon as I see the nurse and the guy, his name
the
is
same
Jeff.
thing as Tierra.
So,
I
yeah.
was like, "You about to bite it, nurse?" He says, "My
Jeff
name's Jeff
Winters.
Winters." I was
It's
like,
Richard.
Jeff Winters, my ass, fake flirting."
Yeah, nurse gets to have a
She
cigarette.
was like, "I bet you're well equipped."
And he brings champagne.
I was like, "This
Dr.
is stupid."
Fuck.
I was like,
And they
"I rolling
dance.
through all of this."
And the crowd's doing it's a slow song, and
I
the
wrote
crowd's
sh-
doing this weird zombie
it's
shuffle.
very
It was
weird.
fucking cool.
I said champagne
punk
time
blues
with
slow dance.
That's
champagne time
cool,
with
man.
shitty, sexy music. And the nurse's name is Jane Marley, by the way, and she
Jane.
was really fucking easy. So,
Dude, beyond easy.
some
That
cops show
nurse
up.
is loose as
Lieutenant
shit.
Clayton, and Sergeant Green
And
get there pretty quickly to
Diane-
the Hollywood hotline.
Diane tries to call Derek.
I wrote
wait,
protect her because she got one phone call
Yeah.
and quote people
Wait.
close to her were threatened. I think the time zone threat was fairly broad and not
Well,
specific at all, but maybe I heard wrong.
Aside from Yvonne, I thought he was supposed to kill somebody that was close to her. He said, I'm going to kill people that you know. And
I didn't hear that part. So I was
fucking nurse.
like, I just heard the time zone thing, and I was like, that's pretty broad.
I thought they were going to say the name of the sanitarium to Diane. She was going to be like, my sister works there.
No, but apparently he had been in there, but she didn't even know that. So whatever.
She had no clue.
Then whatever she says.
Derek's like,
someone says you create a problem. The cops say,
but also
it's this like you
being
to
the
create a
sanitarium,
problem.
that he killed a nurse at the sanitarium that he was at.
Yes,
and she was about to fuck him. Like, how long had this nurse been working there?
No, I don't know, but
and like just to be like, hey,
James
like,
about to try.
Dude, yeah.
She's like, I met you 10 minutes ago. And he's like, does that matter? She's like, not at all.
Yeah. She literally was
she's easy as hell. But the cops tell Diane, they're like, it's just like y'all to create a problem, then complain about it. I was like, well, I mean, that's kind of true. She is having people call in. She's having people call in.
Well, this second band is better.
Well,
also,
she's basically saying, well, I'm having people call into this radio thing, but now I'm going to, bitch to y'all about it. I mean, she's valid, but... I mean, they're right. Like, she's asking people to call in, so our crazy people are going to call. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, so
they're going to record and trace these calls.
Derek has a phone interaction with his mom, and it doesn't go well for him. And he takes 3 pills. Do you notice that? He's like choking him down, and he makes a sad boy face.
I hope he's taking Quaaludes.
Oh, dude, was it Quaaludes?
I hope.
So the nurse.
That would track with the stalking over the head later.
So Janie the nurse and the phone freak are making out, and it's 1 minute till 12 in New York City, and the killer hits record on his little tape player he's carrying around like a purse, and he stabs the nurse with a switchblade right at midnight. And this you said Made in Japan comes on, and the kids are just jumping around, having a good time. I want to go to a good party this year.
Dude, Made in Japan was a way better band than Shadow.
I like the song by Shadow better, but...
The caller calls again, and he plays the tape of the murder audio, and he tells her exactly where the body's going to be found. Somewhere in Crawford Sanitarium.
Yeah. She's stabbed at 23 minutes and 45 seconds.
And then another nurse is like, where's that girl gotten to?
Have you noticed that in 2 different of these scenes where they find, like, someone finds the dead body, they find their shoe first?
Yeah, like crumbs.
Yeah.
From Hansel and Gretel.
Like from Hansel and Gretel.
Yeah, I did notice that.
The boy who called the wolf.
Yeah, so the nurse finds some shoes, and she sees her homie with her throat slit. The cops come, and that's when we see Derek. He's got a switchblade like everybody in this movie, and he's got some red hose that he cuts up and puts over his face.
Yeah, it's really weird.
And then he pierces his ear with something.
We are Devo.
I was like, what is this bullshit? And he goes, while he has the stockings over his head, he goes, now what do you think? And I was like, I think you're a fucking pussy bitch. That's what I think.
Then he says something like, I think I might have a mental problem.
I was like, Derek wearing a stocking while he can't get a hold of dad and watch his mom on TV while tearing up roses was one of the most laugh out loud things that I've seen in a while. So,
oh man, he's good at tearing up those roses.
But then we see the killer who is changing disguises instead of
he puts on that ridiculous fucking mustache.
And he goes and then Blaze the creep was for real. I guess she feels bad. Whatever. So
the cops tell him about the body, and she still hasn't found Yvonne, so she's freaking out about that still.
But we see the killer in his mustache costume go into a swing. Goes to a swing. I think it's like a swingers bar.
Jim.
I
like
put
the ass end of a Slim Jim
party.
It's some kind of
bar. It never really lights,
whatever.
and it's like he's lighting a little stick of
I could smell the clove.
And so he looks like he's found his target, which is this girl named Sally.
I could smell the snap.
And then he starts changing his watch, apparently, I guess, to change time zones.
No, he's just trying. Yeah.
I think he's changing time zones.
He's got different watches.
But he was like...
He has one watch that says time to fuck.
Did we mention that he's supposed to kill everybody at every
midnight
hour?
Yes, and so someone writes... In the next scene, someone says, he's going to do this 3 more times. Duh. That's what it means. Also,
that's when the cops are telling Diane she needs to keep up her part.
Yeah, they tell her she's their only hope, and I was like, good fucking luck.
And dude, I love the line he uses to try to get the blonde to go with him. He's like, there's a party at Eric Estrada's house.
Yeah, it's like I heard that. That's pretty good.
Yes, he says there's a business thing that I have to attend. Why don't you come along?
Oh, it's just
then she
Eric
goes,
Estrada.
well, Lisa wouldn't get crushed to death. And I was like, what does that fucking mean? And then we cut to Made in Japan playing the song Dumb Blondes.
Dumb Blondes.
That scene was too long. But so Sally, actual Dumb Blonde, she's waiting outside the bar. And she's bringing her roommate Lisa with them. And the killer's like, the more the merrier to murder, I guess. So apparently he's using a voice processor. That's what the cops figure out. Well, no fucking duh.
When he's driving
A
this
voice
chick.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
So it cuts to the cops talking about how he's using a voice processor. No shit.
Derp.
Evil is floating around here to fill Death Valley. There's enough evil floating around here to fill Death Valley, is what they say. I was like, good one. Anyway, Blade says, they're like, do you recognize anything about this voice? And she doesn't. And I was like,
It's that robot guy.
and
I met a
then
couple
she's
weeks
like,
ago.
why is this person trying to ruin my show? I was like,
She is
this
pretty self-centered.
And then we cut back to Sally, and she's like, I wrote, this bitch from Akron is annoying. I'd want to kill her too.
Akron.
Akron, Ohio.
Is that where she says she's
yeah,
from?
yeah.
She's into TM
We
and
are
EST.
Devo.
He needs some weird meditation that apparently stops
Dude.
diarrhea or something.
Yeah, TM.
Dude,
Transcendental
the
meditation.
killer
It's where you
in the
focus
car
on
with the
a
fake
mantra.
mustache when he's driving these two girls, and she's like, "Yeah, it's like transcendental meditation." And he's like, "She's like, I've been writing haikus," and he's like, "Yeah."
I was thinking what he was.
And,
What,
like the annoyance on his face of just being like,
no, I wrote. I was
"Goddamn,
like,
bitch."
listen, bitch, I'm running late on my killing time, and you're talking about fucking haikus, like.
all the signs on the radio.
But then then he goes, "You're just the type I needed," and I was
Yeah.
like, "You're right," because I need this bitch out of the
It's
movie
just like
anyway.
the only thing that was missing is just like if like Landslide came on the radio and she's like, "Oh, I love this song,"
And then
it's
she,
like,
no, the
"Oh,"
last
like-
thing she says, really, she's like, "But none of that meditation and haikus would really matter if you don't have a day for New Year's." And I was like, "Bitch, bye!" Like, ugh.
Everybody wants to start the year off right.
The not annoying woman who's with the annoying woman, Lisa,
Time is a
she
flat
goes like he
circle,
sends
man.
her into a liquor store to buy champagne, so now he can kill.
But she makes
No,
sense.
no,
She's
no.
like,
This
maybe
is
I guess
fucking
her
crazy.
diarrhea is bad.
He gives her $100, and she goes and buys a $4 bottle of champagne.
How do you know it's $4?
Because
he
the
counts out
fucking
the
he
change.
counts out the change.
Oh,
Yeah.
He goes go and buy the biggest and most expensive bottle of champagne you can find. And because he wants to kill the one chick, she goes in, and then when it cuts to the chick inside, it's like, and he counts it down to $4.
That's
It's
hilarious.
like Jesus fucking.
Well,
Dude, I
maybe
love
she
the
deserved
way,
it
but the
too.
way he does this kill is great. He's like, "Hey, I got this grass. Do you want to
Oh,
smell
yeah.
it?" And then he fucking shoves her head in
In
this
the bag.
plastic
In the bag, yeah.
grass in there. Yeah.
yeah.
hippie.
I was like, he goes, "Smell this empty bag." It was at 41 minutes and 45 seconds. By
He's
the
like-
way, I was
he's
glad to
like,
see her go.
he called it like Colombian gold or some shit.
Yeah, and I wrote Happy New Year's, Lisa. Have fun finding your friend since it's
Hansel
a
and Gretel.
scavenger hunt
Hansel and
time.
Gretel.
Yeah, so she finds her shoe, and then
Was it bloody?
I don't think so. But then she like goes up to a dumpster, and when
This
she
scene
opens
is awesome.
it,
Well, she sees the dress hanging out.
yeah, she opens it, and then
No, I
he's.
thought that ghosted her and her body was just in there. I did not expect
I did not
that
expect him
motherfucker
to be in there.
That was
But
cool.
when she opens it at 43 minutes and 30 seconds, he's inside. Inside.
Inside.
All up in there like a pair of thong swimwear.
So then it cuts to like Blade's listening, and he's saying he took out the trash from his last party, Ventura and Laurel Canyon. And I was like, and then this
That's in
is
LA.
when I still didn't understand what was going on. So I was like, is that Central? Because that sounds like L.A.
It is LA.
Whatever. This storyline's not possible. He isn't Santa. But now I realize that he was in the same place the whole time.
Yeah.
So then he's changing costumes right in front of cops.
Yeah, the cops fly by.
Oh yeah. They
But,
didn't check out that dude with a
and
fucking
then-
Buick with a fucking did you say it was a Buick or was it a
A BMW?
BMW with his shirt off?
Well, then we have
They
a
find
cat.
those bodies, and I like the way the first body's posed.
We have a cat
in the
trope
park.
though, right there.
Oh yeah,
when
the
he's
kitty.
changing. Mhm.
Kitty.
Yeah, good job looking around all the cops and whatever. The bodies were set up cool though. That's what I said. There's
Yeah.
one, and then there's the other one comes down the slide. Mm-hmm. Same MO. No, the cop is staying right here.
The one who came
But
down the
when
slide
he gets
had
back in
that
the car, he's
badass,
like dressing
gash
up
on
like
her
a
fucking
priest.
shoulder or
Yeah,
whatever.
he's
But
dressed
he's
up
got
like a priest.
pictures of these priests. Like,
But
I
He's
guess
looking.
that's what I'm supposed to look
See,
at.
I thought that he's
I
driving
thought
and
he was
he
gonna
looked.
kill them.
See, well, I get it. I talk about that in a minute.
I think he's just trying to figure out how to
Evil
dress.
looks at a picture of a priest and a nun. I was like, they always causing people to kill.
Punish.
And then like this motorcycle guy stops like at a red light next to him. And he's like,
flips him
he
off.
goes, "Lay me a patch, Padre."
What's a patch?
I
And
don't
then he
know.
flips him off.
I don't know what that means.
They
so.
didn't even have fentanyl patches back then. If a biker says lay a patch on me, I mean.
So this is
That's what I would
already
think he was
national
talking
news
about.
as well, by the way. So
Yeah, he hears about himself on the
some
radio.
cool time period information about
Okay,
some guy named
so-
William Fine being elected secretary of something.
But this thing.
He gets it off because
he
Killer ain't got
hits
time for that.
He ends up running into a bike. I think it's
No,
an
it's the same.
accident.
No, yeah, because he's looking at
No,
the picture.
yeah,
it
yes.
is
an accident,
He's
yeah.
looking down at the picture of the nun again.
It reminded me of when Pee-wee knocks over all the motorcycles
very
in
much,
Big Adventure.
Yeah, because I wrote evil looking at nun pics, so crashes into entire motorcycle game.
Chase
'Kay.
time.
So he's dressed like a priest now. Get the fuck out. Unnecessary chase scene. Maybe
Goes
we're
to a
supposed to
drive-in.
think the Hells Angels might accidentally stop the killing, but they go into a drive-in where they're watching Blood Feast, but it's not that Blood Feast. It's actually a Death Kills Seven. It's a giallo.
Oh, the Red Queen kills 7 times?
Yeah, that's what it's actually is.
So
It's
I
this
thought
movie
of
is
that.
giving hail to an actual another movie.
It says it's like, well, it's
I think
trailers
Batman.
for Blood Feast and Blood, not Harvest, Blood something else.
But it's actually
But
for
it's
it's actually for that movie. So
That's really
Red
cool.
Queen kills 7 times is good.
the trailer is basically narrating Evil's life going on at the moment.
Yeah,
I guess.
there's this couple in
There's this
another
couple,
car,
yeah.
and the girl's like smoking a roach, and the
Oh,
other guy,
dude, this
the guy
scene is
with her is
awesome.
just
Yeah,
grabbing
he's
on
just
her
like-
titty.
he's like, "What
"Is
about
it
tonight,
time?
baby?"
Is it time yet?
It's
Like,
like,
just
maybe,
play with her
maybe,
titties
maybe
and
with
let
the
her-
next
let her
one.
get high.
Well, she's just like watching the movie this minute. She's like, maybe after the next. After
But the
this
way
one.
he's just like kneading the dough
Oh, yeah,
of her chest.
Dude, to be an American teenager in Muskrat Love.
So the killer gets out of his car to escape the bikers, but he runs right into the main biker that he would like hit in the first place, and he stabs that motherfucker.
Who isn't part of the kill count, by the way?
It didn't seem like a mortal wound.
Well, I said he kills a biker. I think at
says
50
it.
minutes and
The
45
cops
seconds.
say it later.
And then I was like, thought you were only
Sorry.
killing women, but anyway, it's like tits, keys. He needs keys.
Yeah, this was
Bitches-
not at midnight. This was not a planned thing. This is like a self-defense kill.
Yeah, but he gets into then he runs into that dumb couple's car. Well, this bitch is still in the back seat.
Yeah.
The guy gets out. He gets the keys.
Why
and
didn't she hop out?
Because she's dumb, and so he starts driving away, and he's like, "Oh well, this'll be good because this is convenient."
Then he runs over the motorcycles in that car on purpose.
But he's like, "This is convenient because I can kill this bitch at midnight. She's already in the back seat.
Yeah,
whatever."
it's
And
almost
I-
mountain time.
It's almost
He takes
mountain
off
time.
with her, yeah.
It's
Mountain
almost
time, midnight.
Mountain Eve.
So good thing homegirl is still in the car. She goes, "We can even get it on if you want to." Lol.
But she
Almo-
sounds more upset than
No,
that. She's like
very
begging for her
upset.
life.
Yeah, no, she's like very much begging for her
She's
life
like,
and
I'll
crying.
do whatever.
And then
Yeah.
he almost hits some party boys.
It's very sad.
Yeah,
But
why
at
does
that
he stop
moment,
for those guys?
because he
You're
almost,
already
I
fucking
don't
killing people.
fucking know. Because then the cops show up shortly after. So
It's a plot device.
Yeah, homegirl gets out and she runs. And I was like, I
Good
feel a
for her.
tedious chasing coming on. Yeah. And
He
then she
keeps
stops
clicking
and
his
she
knife
like,
on the bleacher.
Well, that's kind of cool. because
before
this
that though,
chase
she stops
doesn't
and
go on
cries at a
forever.
tree.
Yeah,
Which
she's
I was just
tired.
like,
Well, that's a classic horror trope.
She's really
Like,
high.
I did write tap tap on the bleachers. I was like, that was creepy, but she's hiding under the bleachers.
That
Like
scene after though, whenever like she's under the little like building or
the
whatever.
bleachers. She's under
It was,
bleachers.
it was Night School Killer that did the tapping.
Like
right?
No,
she's-
he taps
she's
on the
under
No, I
like
know
a
he does,
tiny
but
little like hut or
I've
something.
seen the
No,
tapping
she's under
before.
the bleachers.
No, it's like a hut. It's like a
She's
refreshment.
under bleachers at a stadium.
No, it's like a concession stand.
She's gotten under a concession stand,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he kicks that trash can at her.
I still thought it was bleachers. Whatever, it doesn't really matter because
He's tapping on.
she gets away because the cops, the
That
party
scene is intense as fuck.
The party
She's
boys.
about to catch it, and it's like, hold on, police! And he
Yeah,
takes
because the party
fuck off.
boys have stopped the police and they tell the cops that he was chasing the girl into wherever. So the cops thwart his plan to kill at Mountain Time midnight.
So he misses a kill.
Yeah. I was kind of shocked that that happened.
And Sweater,
It was a nice
meet
swerve.
Busty LaRue.
Sweater puppies?
Busty McPherson
Mama.
gets away with her life and the sweet tits, and she'll meet up with that fucking dude again.
So then the lieutenant is telling...
He might actually get it this time.
Lieutenant is now telling all of the people at Hollywood Hotline of the info, and they do not like him. And they're like he's like, you can't leave.
Fuck you, pig.
They're like, you leave. They're stuck in the party room. So why are they so pissed? I don't know. So then they...
Well, he gives them a no re-entry clause. Like there's
they say no one can leave and no one can come in.
No,
period.
he says
It's like
you can leave, but you
can leave, you won't
in.
be able to come back
Oh,
in.
I didn't think anyone could leave.
Then they shut off who. Yeah, they're still letting people leave, but
you
nobody
can
else can
leave.
come in the building.
So then they cut to a consulting psychologist who just caused a lot of
That guy's
panic.
ridiculous. I've heard psychologists rambling.
His rambling is like he has a compulsion to kill on the hour. Cut to Derek in that stalking when I was like, I'm dying.
But he also mentions that
And he's
breast
like, there's a
mutilation.
grand climax to the ultimate victim, you Blaze. And then he says, God does. I said God does her husband, big in the media. He probably thinks she outshined him or something. Back to the psychologist talking about mommy issues. Then cut to Derek again, died laughing.
Yeah,
But
Derek.
he still has a
Nobody
stocking on
notices
his head.
this fucking guy with a red stocking on his face. Like, oh, that couldn't be the killer. Like right here in the room with the next target.
Isn't he alone in his mom's room?
No, he's walking around at that point. He's walking around. Yeah.
Okay.
He's spotted down in the green room.
So then you see the...
But he's like hiding and shit.
Nobody
though.
sees him but us.
Yeah.
No, like
So
she
then-
doesn't see him. The
Then
cops
you
don't see
see
him.
the punk, some punks trying to get in, but nobody gets in. And but Richard, her husband, then the killer, Evil, he's watching all this happen, so he knows he can't get in. And all of a sudden, he has a cop outfit on.
No,
Well,
he
gets
plays
out
a
of the-
ruse.
Dude,
He's like,
he
hey,
hits
there's a
that
drunk.
ride.
Hey, officer, there's a drunk over here. And the cop comes over there to look, and he hits the cop in the head with a brick.
And that's right after he hits that ride,
And
and
then
like
he
he was
takes
like,
his
"And
place.
Christ be with you," and did that with the
Yeah.
But he does that. He does that in the.
He's good at changing
features.
costumes.
So
Yeah,
then we
no,
cut.
he's great
There's
at
no
disguise.
But we
business
does it
like
very
show
fast.
business.
So we cut to Blaze's room. Derek's just hanging out normal now. No stalking. He had a surprise for her, but never mind. He
Hey,
says.
you
I was
forgot
like,
Made
what a
Japan's
shitty
hit,
kid.
Bonsai.
This specific job was kind of a big deal. Is what I said about Blaze's job.
But he's changing clothes in a fucking hallway.
And
With, like,
then you
cops
see, and
everywhere.
then all of a sudden you see a new outfit with a weird mask on.
Yeah.
And by the way, at this point, Blaze's blush has gotten even worse. It's insane. So
Did you talk about the fucking cop almost shooting Derek?
No.
And they come in there and Derek's there.
Oh yeah.
And he's like,
yeah,
"Get hands up!" And he's like, "Ah, it's my mom."
yeah. But
yeah.
so you see Evil / Richard / Diane's husband / the killer, and he's in this like creepy mask.
It's the same guy who's been making all the calls. and
Yeah.
killing
So he
people.
takes his mask off, and who knew it's fucking Blaze's husband? Okay. The surprise was Derek's idea.
This guy is a good
See,
actor.
I had to
This
make
guy-
sure.
He's in stuff. Yeah.
I know. I've seen him
Ever
around.
since the
but,
Casey Coach debacle, I've had to really pay attention to people's facial features.
Dude, no, this guy like
What was
kind
that
of
shit
chooses
called?
scenery when he turns
Death
on.
screams.
When
Yeah.
this guy's name is Kip Niven.
Yeah, I'll talk about it. He's in stuff.
When he turns on the charm in this scene, when he takes
Yeah.
the mask
Oh,
off,
he's like really good.
it's immediate.
Yeah,
And it's
he's
like,
really
"Hey,
good.
honey, how's it going?"
It's like,
And
oh, he loves
perfect.
her.
But I was like,
Yeah.
"Can I call you Dick?" Huh,
It's really
Richard,
good.
huh?
Like,
She's like, find Derek and talk to him. He's really upset. See, after the show, she went from scared to not giving a fuck very quickly. Even
Well,
though,
Richard's there.
well, it doesn't matter. There's still a fucking whatever. There's still a fucking maniac on the loose. She thinks it isn't him. So anyway, the cop is actually pretty smart. The cop that's outside of the room, he doesn't believe Richard because Richard's like, I got in. Ernie let me in. The manager.
the dumb beat cop actually
Yeah.
is doing something.
He actually
He's
calls
like,
in
and
hey,
checks
he's
the
doing his
story.
job, being like, this isn't right.
And he calls the
Like,
lieutenant
yeah.
and he's like, can you check with Ernie, basically. At the same time that he's doing this, I don't know. I didn't know what all this shit was with that Richard's fucking with the elevator. I was like, see, is this
Well,
a bomb? I was like,
he's
I'm
like-
annoyed.
He's rigging the camera in the elevator and like learning the elevator controls.
Yeah, or something. It's stupid. It's really tedious. But anyway,
But the cops figure out like, hey, Rick has been in
Lieutenant
that.
and the
Yeah.
manager, Ernie, are figuring out Richard is the killer. Also, he was in a
Mm-hmm.
sanitarium conveniently, and no one knew that. Not even Diane.
Diane looks good in this new outfit.
And
With
then
all that
I
makeup.
didn't.
She's gotta have all that
I thought
makeup.
she looked awful. So now we're watching the cop and Blaze in the elevator, or Richard's watching
Then
them.
they're flirting. She is flirting with that cop.
She is. And then he like stops the elevator, and then they realize that the elevator's dropping.
Yeah, he stops it and just fucking starts
This
plummeting.
scene is actually kind of cool.
I thought it was cool.
I said, kick out the cop, Diane. Diane doesn't know what happened. I was like, I'm really bored at this point. But play the death
Dude,
recording.
no, yeah, I'm bored at this point,
Wait,
too, but yeah.
when he kicks that cop in the fucking face
Yeah.
and just like drags him out, I'm
But
like,
he goes
oh,
into
shit.
the elevator and he's like, he's like, this is instant replay for modern technology. And he starts replaying her the deaths that he had already played her on the phone. And he's like, yep, I'm evil.
It was me.
Because I'm fed up. You're just like every other lady.
He hates women.
Dude, when
And
he's
then what
sitting
does he
there with
pull
her
out?
on the
What does
fucking
he pull
elevator
out?
and shit, like,
Switchblade.
that is some, like, intense, like, brutality, like, mental brutality.
Yeah.
Like, it's really hard
How
to
you
watch.
behave in front of other men and turn on your own son. And he calls her manipulative, deceitful, immoral. Well, he calls all women.
All women.
Manipulative,
Yeah, he
deceitful,
generalizes
immoral,
shit.
and selfish,
Yeah,
which I guess is pretty much true for
Nah.
a lot of women. Yeah, it is. I can think
People.
of two off the top of my head right now. But
No,
Yvonne,
no.
he says
no,
that
who cares about that?
he
It's
says
a
that he
movie.
knows that-
it's the writing of the movie.
he says that he knows that Yvonne and Blaze have been shortchanging him because apparently he's been getting an allowance and she castrated him, and now she's going to do it to Derek. So
But his new life starts at midnight.
Derek didn't use his last. Okay, so that's when he explained.
He says, "I'm gonna take my son to the Rose Bowl."
No, before that, this is important.
just makes me
This
laugh
part's
so
important. He's
hard.
like, Derek was trying to tell you that he didn't even use his last name when he went into audition for a role on this TV show or something. It was
Why
a
would
big
she
deal.
care about that? That's an insult to her.
No, he's saying that Derek did it
should
on
be
his
proud of
own. You
Derek.
should be proud because he did it on his own without having to use your name. Like he
or
did.
your money.
It's
or
the
anything
busiest
like
night of
that.
her fucking
And
year.
I was like, good job. I don't fucking care. I was like,
Yeah,
this
it's all bullshit.
And he was like, this has been a very bad year. Or I think I said this. Oh, I did say this. I said, this was me thinking out loud. I said, this has been a very bad year for me too, but I'm not traveling around fucking killing or going to the fucking Rose Bowl. That's why, because he says he's going to take the kid to the Rose Bowl.
It's just such a heavy scene in that elevator. Like,
But dude,
corner,
he says
like,
then, "I can hear your heart beating. I don't like that."
Yeah,
That's
and
fucking
then
cool.
like it
That's a
looks,
cool,
it looks like he
sick-ass
has her
line.
tied up, but he doesn't. But then
Well,
he
he
puts
cuffs her
handcuffs up.
one hand.
Yeah, but then
He
he
pulls
like
her zipper
Yeah.
up with a switchblade. That
yeah.
was hardcore.
So
That was
he
a
says
nice
he's going to
bit.
give her a going away party on the elevator. Gets smashed. So she's like she's not in an elevator.
He's
she's
mastered this fucking elevator.
He's like,
He,
she's
pulls
on the
up,
pulley of
chains
the,
her to the
elevator.
bottom.
Then she sees Yvonne's fake head, which was really a bad cast. It was a horrible fake head.
I didn't
Awful.
see the fake head.
It was awful. It was really bad. So,
But she has already known that Yvonne has been dead, and
she didn't know. No,
She didn't know that he. had
Dude, it's
killed
hard to
her, but-
decapitate a motherfucker with
Well,
a
that's what she was
switchblade.
asking about the whole night was Yvonne.
Yeah, Yvonne.
So then there are these two other randos on the elevator.
Well, yeah, she's chained to the bottom of the elevator.
Yeah.
These
So
two people get in.
And I was like, why? How would they even get on? Whatever. So there's like a semi shootout between the cops and Richard, and
during which the cops end up
They hit
probably accidentally
emergency
shooting. Yeah, they end up shooting the
emergency stop.
elevator controls and saves her ass like at the last second.
It blows the whole thing up, and somehow that worked. I don't care. So
But they
anyway,
don't know she's there.
no. But so they
The
shoot.
people inside the elevator, they're like, somebody's screaming.
Someone
ah."
shoots a cop at 119.
It's the killer, Richard.
Okay, so then they're on a rooftop. How tropey of you. And he puts the mask back on like it meant anything anyway. He didn't wear that mask the whole fucking movie, so I don't even know why he puts it on. But
Well,
okay.
with the very end scene, it makes sense.
And then he quotes Hamlet.
Yeah, Shakespeare. He's got
to die,
a cop
to
comes
sleep
up and he's
no
got him dead
more.
to rights. He makes him drop the switchblade and the gun. So he's unarmed. He starts fucking delivering a soliloquy.
From Hamlet, and they
And
go, don't even consider it, you scum.
Yeah,
Too
they know
late.
he's about to kill himself.
Suicide, and when his body is fallen, that is hilarious.
It is
It was
funny.
really fucking funny, and I was like, "Oh, Derek, sorry, not really, because you
So,
fucked up too. Looking
what-
at that mask like that."
What she means by Derek, sorry, is that Derek sees his father on the ground,
Yeah.
and he unmasks him and starts rubbing his face on his dad's
That's
face.
weird. Yeah.
It's weird. And
It
then
was,
you see Blaze on the stretcher.
He stares at the bloody mask.
And then I was like, wonder who's driving the ambulance.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Derek in that mask with people looking. Okay, he's in the mask. People are very close to this
very
ambulance.
close.
They can see that there's someone in a fucking mask driving the
And
ambulance.
a dead body,
and
like, in the
they
floorboard.
can't see that,
Yeah,
but they can see that whoever's driving
Is this
has a
supposed to be like Richard
fucking
Nixon?
mask on.
I got Nixon vibes.
I get you a little
Do you
bit.
guys like Point Break? I love Point Break.
I haven't seen it in a long time, but so anyway, there's the dead ambulance driver, and then all of a sudden it's like it's midnight in Hawaii, and that's how the movie ends.
Does it go from California to Hawaii? Does it not?
Yeah.
Do you think that'd be like hours later?
I don't know. I don't care. So,
And then they all get pies in their face.
Kill count.
kill count.
Kill count. Kill
One.
count.
Yvonne at 3 minutes. She's killed with a switchblade off screen. 20 minutes later, Nurse Jane is stabbed in the neck and chest. 18 minutes after that, Sally is strangled with a plastic bag. 2 minutes after that, Lisa is pulled into the dumpster and killed off screen. 38 minutes after that, Rich... I'm not counting the biker because that's like not counted. We don't know if he died. So
He was stabbed.
yeah. 38 minutes later, Richard / quote unquote evil jumps from the building, suicide. And then 2 minutes after that, the paramedic, we don't know how he died, but he is dead by Derek off screen.
I wish Derek would have put the hose over the.
Oh yeah, the Red
mask.
Queen kills 7 times. Yeah, is what the
Queen kills- that's a good
drive-ins
one.
actually showed. So it was released 12 days before New Year's Eve, 1980.
Good timing.
The actress Roz Kelly was known as Pinky as on Happy Days. She played Fozzie. What's his name?
Fonzie? The
Yeah.
Fonz?
This is Yvonne.
Yeah,
Henry Winkler?
yeah. She played his girlfriend. The Last Words by Abel from Hamlet. We already said that. The budget was $500,000.
That's not much.
I don't think I saw a gross
Jeez,
for it.
damn.
So the director, he didn't really do much. Little Ninjas, 3-Day Weekend, and Demon Warp.
Little Ninjas?
Wait, 3 ninjas?
3 Ninjas?
No, Little Ninjas.
Little ninjas
Little
on 3-day
Ninjas.
weekend, not
Yeah.
3 ninjas.
The
We got
producer,
excited.
Billy Fine, who I think that's the reference William Fine on the radio when they're like,
Okay.
because I don't think that's a real person. He was a producer on Chained Heat, The Concrete Jungle.
Hey, which had Chained Heat had the cop from Killer Clowns from Outer Space in it.
Okay. The Concrete Jungle. He was a creative consultant on Sweet 16, which is a shitty slasher.
Jungle to Jungle? with Tim
Yoram
Allen?
Globus
Julian
and
Globus.
Menahem Golan. They were both producers on Cobra and Life Force.
Fuck yeah,
Oh,
Life
shit.
Force.
Life Force rules.
Assistant
Cobra.
producer Mark
Stallone.
Rosen was a producer on Alligator and Spice World.
Alligator with the fucking, what's his name?
Yeah. Yes.
What's his fucking
Sure.
name?
Is it?
Rob Forster.
Yeah.
The
Robert
composer
Forster, that's
W.
right,
Michael
that's right.
Lewis did the music for Shogun Assassin, Enter the Ninja, Blood Beach, and
Oh, shit.
my favorite
I love the Lone Wolf and
exploitation
Cub movies.
real death documentary, The Killing of America. The
Mondo
cinematographer, which I would thought he would have done more stuff because I thought the cinematography was pretty good. Anyway, it's Thomas Ackerman.
good.
He did Back to School, Rat Race, and Georgia the Jungle with Brendan Fraser.
Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
man.
They had a makeup artist, but no special effects. Clearly, with that head. Like I said, Roz Kelly was a Pinky on Happy Days. Kip Niven was in Magnum Force and Airport 1975.
That's the
Yeah.
dad.
Okay, yeah. Kip Niven, yeah. That's
Yeah.
who I wanted to talk to. That guy's been in a lot of shit.
He's been in a lot of stuff, but those are big ones.
That
Grant
guy's like a bit part actor, but he's always like the face.
He's pretty
Yeah.
handsome.
Like,
Grant Kramer, who played Derek, he was in Killer Clowns from Outer Space, Willy's Wonderland.
Oh, I hated that movie.
He was also in The Young and the Restless. And he was also in that hilarious TV movie with William Shatner and Helen Hunt, Desperate Lives, where she gets on PCP and jumps out of that building. It's hilarious.
Kind of
Anyway,
like Richard.
Helen Hunt.
I'm saying Richard from this movie jumps.
Oh, yeah. No, not Richard. Derek. Derek.
Derek's the son.
Yeah, he's in that movie.
Oh.
Anyway,
I'm saying Richard jumped off a building.
No, the annoying blonde Sally, who was Louisa Mortiz, she was in a shit ton of stuff. She was in Death
looked familiar.
Death Race.
Annoying Blonde Sally was a 1990s band. It was all girls.
Okay, she was in Death Race.
One dude bass player.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Who was
Cheech
she
and Chong,
in?
Up in Smoke.
Annoying Blonde Sally.
She
You
was
don't
in the
remember?
she was in The Last American Virgin.
I remember her in in Cuckoo's Nest. Now that
Yeah.
you mention it.
She's in Up in Smoke also. So Jed Mills, who plays Ernie, the manager, he was in Casino, Twin Peaks, and Quantum Leap. So most of this cast
Shit.
and
He's
crew,
got some bacula.
most of this cast and crew also worked on the Incredible Hulk TV show.
And Happy Days.
Oh shit, that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
that's what I
The
have.
Bill
So
Bixby,
what do you rate this, Nick?
A strong 2.
I give
As
it.
opposed to the week 3.
Yeah, a strong 2.
I give it a 2.5. I think mainly I give it that extra 0.5 for the theme song F by Shadow. I really like that song.
I'm going 3 just because I gave it another movie 3.
Okay,
and I
so
like this more.
it's kind of weird, and like some of these that we've been doing for a while.
Well,
it's
this
like,
is an early. I mean, this is really early.
I know what you mean, but like, okay, so like when the killer is revealed, and to see like, and it's happened a few times in some of the ones we've seen and reviewed. To see the killer revealed so early, and then to watch them actually try to make it make sense afterwards. This one did an okay
I think
job.
it was pretty tight. I mean, it's stupid that the guy's killing somebody every hour. Like, who cares what time it is somewhere
but
else?
the way it worked back to, it was weak, but like, yeah.
I like how it set up. Like, I thought the sun.
soundtrack was
I thought it was going to somehow be the sun, and it does end up that. Like, I thought it
It
played.
comes around to that, yeah.
It's pre-trope because I mean, it's like a couple things that come out in the years before.
Yeah,
but
I mean, obviously
it's different, and I really like the party setting. I don't know.
I mean, some of it got a little tedious. Like at some point, like
maybe
I was
the
like,
fifth time it went
yeah,
back.
like the 6th and 7th time I saw them like party, and I was like,
Well,
okay, let's like get.
I think if
to
it
the
had lingered
shit.
less the first couple of times, because the last few times it shows that it's just like, oh, you see the band ending a song. You don't watch like 2 minutes
I think
of
I
it.
got spoiled on this kind of movie, like this 80s movie with like Class of Nukem High and what is it?
This is better than
the
Driller
Class
Killer.
of 1984 or whatever,
I
with
hate
the
that
like
movie.
actual punk bands. And
Yeah.
then, like Class of 1984 had a Teenage Head.
But see,
in
those
there,
two movies I feel like focus more on the youths.
I know,
than
but
this one did.
it's all the same scene and
Like this is in a
everything, so,
youth setting, but it's still old people. Are the
Yeah.
main characters.
That's
you know?
true.
Whereas in Class
No,
84,
I
Class
give
Junior
it
High,
a
that's
strong.
more
I give
about the
it. I give it a
kids.
high 2, man. A high
I mean, I
2.
think
High
that.
2.
Yeah.
I mean, it
I liked
didn't.
it more.
The critics did not like it, but looking back on it, I'm not a fan of early '80s slashers
Beats the
because
hell out of Hell Night.
they're more. They're
I
more.
agree with that.
Well, me too. But early '80s, that's kind of like the golden age. But I'm not really a big fan of it because it's a little too serious, in my
Yeah,
opinion,
it's
and
not
they
very
don't really
goofy.
have much
I like
fun
this
with.
better
There's
than,
not.
I like this better than Prom Night or Terror
I
Train.
like
or-
Prom Night more, but
Yeah. I do
on
too. I like this better,
on
yeah.
another
It's
watch.
the punk rock.
But
It's the
yeah.
punk rock.
The
So
punk rock, which makes the
stay
time
gagged
go
on
by faster.
Mountain Time Zone.
Stay gagged on Switchblade.
Stay gagged on the evil.
Stay gagged sounding.
Stay gagged on a puppy pad and Mike's.
Oh man,
Yeah.
Did
Stay
that
gagged on.
happen?
Stay gagged on. If you
And
ever
stay
have
gagged on
to take a
I was
Katie.
shit,
looking
Katie,
at
by
my-
the
And
way,
you can't
Katie,
do it
Katie,
on
It was
the
an
road.
out of body
Katie,
experience.
Katie.
Are you trying to Katie me out of like stay gagged on pooping on a puppy pad?
Listen, we talked about it for the first 7 minutes of the episode. I always hate it when podcasts like.
Well, now
don't
everybody
go
knows how
right
they
in.
need to do it.
Well, I don't like how podcasts like a lot of times will talk about something that
They're
is
catching
nothing
up.
to do with the fucking movie or whatever they're talking about for like ever. But we just did that for 7 minutes about you shitting on a puppy pad recently as a 41-year-old. So,
I'd do it again if I couldn't poop
Stay
on a
gagged on all
turtle.
of our.
Something tells me you will.
Yeah, something tells me if you've done it
Stay
twice.
gagged on a foot and a half of my fecal matter.
Oh my god.
Oh,
So stay gagged on all of our
Sorry,
social
Katie.
media.
that's a new
Sorry,
special at
Katie.
Subway.
So all of
Well,
our
she shouldn't
so-
have to. She shouldn't have to listen to this.
No,
shit.
no.
Katie doesn't give a
he's already,
shit. She
he's
loves
already
butt
boxing
stuff.
that fecal matter up and mailing it to her.
She loves butt stuff.
Dude, stop rapping it.
Stay gagged on all of our social media.
Mick
Instagram,
Ribs?
TikTok, Gag Me with a Knife Podcast, Twitter, Gag Knife Pod. Become a Patreon for early access to episodes, member shout outs, fan requested episodes, and bonus exclusive episodes. Get our merch at gagmewithaknifepodcast.com. And happy fucking New Year. Happy 2023. This will come out before then, so
The last gag of the year.
ugh. Get ready for Giallos if the world doesn't end.
Jolly January.
Crossing my fingers that it does. Bye.
No.
See you next year.
see your